Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Maker here, and welcome back to LuGame. I'm your host for today. Now, who's ready to play a game? And why am I just waving my arms around like this? Anyway, I got myself a new microphone. In case you haven't seen my previous stream on Resident Evil, it's the AT2035 with a Focusrite Scarlet Solo 3rd Gen. And I just wanted to try to improve my audio as much as I could. And I'm still trying to tinker or twink with the audio settings or filters, try to get the best that I can. And yeah, there's already a new windscreen for it instead of a sock. But yeah, I just hope it sounds good or better. Just let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll also need to get rid of this own thing, so you can actually see my mouth instead of this thing here blocking the path. So, last we left off, Stacey was trying to learn how to cook or whatever. We tried some chicken. I think it was chicken curry or something. And, yeah, that turned out just about as much as you expect. But she also made some cookies for us, I still remember. And apparently, I think now is the actual date. So, let's get to it. As promised, Stacey pulls up in her family's car for our date. When she gets out of the car, I approach the road, the two of us meeting halfway. The moment I'm close to her, she slows to a stop in front of me. I stare at Stacey silently, if only because I'm not quite sure what to say. She looks so beautiful that honestly, I'm not sure I'd have words either way. So, where are we eating? Oh, I chose something classic. You've probably been there before a million times with your family, so I'm sorry for that. I made reservations for Marcellus Soleil or Marcelli Soleil. If I can't pronounce it, I'm pretty sure I don't even know what it is. Do you like French cuisine? I don't really know it, sorry. I've never been to Marcellus Soleil or any kind of fine dining ever, if I'm honest. So there's that. Oh, I see. She looked shocked for a moment before relaxing into a smile. Well, you're in for a treat. I don't mean to be the stereotypical moist-handed guy at the sight of a pretty girl, but I'm doing a pretty spot-on imitation of one. It's hard to forget that Stacey's beautiful, but it's hard to think about much else when she's not in her usual school uniform. The dress she's chosen for the night's occasion form-fitting in all the right places. Yeah, I could see why. Dante, you keep staring at me. I am? Oh, I guess I am. I offer her a small smile. Should I be sorry for that? Sorry about that. Damn it. Stacy doesn't respond for a moment, arranging the bottom of her dress instead of looking at me. When she brings her gaze upward, I have never seen this word before. Coquettish? Coquettish? Is that it? Coquettish? Yeah, coquettish smile flits across her face. You know, I haven't decided yet. Keep looking and I guess we'll find out. We reach the entryway and immediately are approached by the host, a demure smile on his face. Hello, Maurice. Reservation for two tonight. Mademoiselle? We've been expecting you. Right this way. The fact that Stacey and the host know each other by name is, in a word, awesome. I might feel slightly out of place, maybe emphasized a little by the fact that Stacey herself is so comfortable, her head held high. When we're seated, Stacey's chair is already pulled out for her by the host, as is mine. I'm suddenly reminded of the fact that Stacey's never washed dishes before a few weeks ago. No wonder rich people can't do anything by themselves. I browse the menu, Foie gras de canard marbre à la truffe. I have no clue what that means. I glance at Stacy, a sinking feeling in my stomach as she flips through the menu expertly. If I ask, will she laugh at me? It's strange to think about, but I wonder if this is how Stacy feels whenever she has to ask us how to do something seemingly simple. I look across the table to see Stacy eyeing me thoughtfully. What is it? I see you practically every day in school, but this feels different somehow. But in a good way. Yeah, I know what you mean. This kind of place, it really suits you. Really? How so? I agree, of course, but I'm curious as to what makes you think so. You're just so relaxed. Me, I could barely read this menu, and you, well, you just seem, I don't know, comfortable. Stacy waves her hand. I am comfortable, and there's no reason you shouldn't feel the same, Dante. Reaching out, Stacy touches the underside of my chin. Head high, chest out. You belong here because I belong here. The way she looks at me so reassuringly makes me feel strangely at ease. When she speaks so confidently, I can believe her. She tilts down my open menu with a single finger. Any idea what you want yet? I would if I had any idea what any of this was. She laughs brightly. Then you just sit back and relax. I'll take care of it. I hand her the menu without the slightest hesitation. Go for it. There's nothing I don't like or I'm not up to. Try. She grins at me, flicking through the menu to choose carefully. After a minute or two, she puts the menu down. Almost instantly, one of the waitstaff appears by our table. Are you ready to order, mademoiselle? Yes. We'll just have the 6-course Jardin de Goat meal set. As you wish. He disappears with the menu, leaving me eyeing Stacy curiously. 6 courses? What, you said you didn't know what you wanted? Besides, this one has a champagne sample with each one. I shake my head, grinning as she sips from her water glass. I didn't even notice that they filled our water glasses. Even if I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to keep me here. Stacy looks at me in surprise. Then her eyes soften into a smile as she reverts them to just her napkin. Her voice is quiet as she speaks, touching my hand slightly. Good thing you don't know any better then. I don't want to be the clueless protagonist, but it seems that's just going to be the case. I may not be able to pronounce the names of the food I've been eating, but thankfully that doesn't impact the taste or my ability to eat it. A waitress in a pristine white uniform swans over to our table to interrupt us politely. I present this Sherry Antoine vintage champagne to accompany your meal. In an elegant display, she pops the bottle open with slender gloved fingers and pours the champagne smoothly into our waiting glasses. Champagne. You don't like it? I can't remember the last time I had it, honestly. I shrug idly. We're not really a fancy alcohol family. Sometimes I drink red wine with my parents whenever we're having pasta, if that counts. It might count as fancy depending on the age of the... Wait, did you just say pasta? With red wine? I stifle a laugh at her reaction. I'm guessing that's a fox pass then? You guessed correctly, cutie. Her tone is teasing as if she's enjoying this too much. For all your lectures on maturity, you don't know that red wine goes best with beef or lamb? I grin at her. And here I thought that red wine went with whatever I was eating. She falls silent as we wait for the first of our courses to arrive. I know that proper date etiquette is to engage in small talk in the meantime. I can't think of a single thing to ask. I have tried red wine before, but I was never too keen on it. I guess personal taste. Like, I've tried red wine. I thought I liked it, but every other time I've had red wine, it just seems so bitter to me. I just don't like red wine at all. But I do like Moscato. Moscato is good. And whiskey, depending on whiskey. Like Fireball. Fireball for sure. And margarita. I do like me some margaritas. Things like her things like her likes and dislikes, her hobbies, school. I feel like I already know these things, so it just seems silly to bring them up. I don't want to bore her. I might not be sure what to say, but when I look up, mm, Stacey's gaze is warm and inviting. So Dante, tell me what you really think about this restaurant. Inwardly, I thank Stacy for this lifeline, saving us from an awkward wait for our food. It's pretty impressive. Let me eat first and I'll let you know. I've been to better. Ooh, do I really want to be? Nah. Let me eat first and I'll let you know. You know what? Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Stacy smiles sweetly at me. I'm glad to hear that. I put a lot of thought into my choice, you know. I can tell. But you know, I don't think the place is as important as the people you're there with. You think so? She toys with a long strand of her hair, and her gaze grows distant, as if she's thinking about something else now. Stacy? I suppose you're right, Nate. Even a crass fast food joint would seem like a Michelin star restaurant if you're with the right people or person. Stacy thinks over what I've said, her expression shifting a little for some unknown reason. I'd ask what's on her mind, but knowing Stacy, she'll probably say it soon. She always does. And a moment later, in true Stacy fashion, she speaks up, though her voice is uncharacteristically timid. So, Dante, have you had any girlfriends before? No, I've had a few. It's a mystery. Okay, I'll just tease her like that. It's a mystery. Stacy laughs at me. You know, it's a little late to try and come off as mysterious. Hey, you can't blame a guy for trying. I suppose, but you won't get any points for being mysterious here. She smiles teasingly at me. Besides, what's so mysterious about a big fat zero? Ow. Ow. That cut deep. Ouch, you don't think I've dated at least one person? You can definitely tell if someone has dated another person before. Okay, then what about you? A girl like you has probably dated plenty of guys before. The thought of Stacy dating other guys makes my stomach twist around uncomfortably. I wait for her to flaunt her dating history, but instead she looks away from me, her cheeks bright pink. I I haven't. Seriously? A popular girl like you? Just because I'm popular doesn't mean that I'll date any boy that just comes up and asks. So, in other words, you just weren't interested in any of them. Exactly. I'm not going to waste my energy on anyone who isn't worth my attention. This admission makes me feel a little giddy inside. And what about me? Am I worth your attention? Stacey stares at me for a moment before a soft smile spreads across her face. Well, I did ask you here, didn't I? Somehow, I have nothing to say to that. This is so crazy. What is? Two school kids in a French restaurant acting like royalty? Stacy scoffs. As if there's anywhere else you'd rather be. Actually, I was just thinking of when we went to that convention together. I thought I was out of place back then, but you helped me feel comfortable. She pauses for a moment. I'm sorry for the way I acted at the hotel. You were just trying to help and I was rude. Sorry. All of these apologies. Who are you and what have you done with Stacy? Oh, hush up. She shakes her head at me before gazing deeply into my eyes, her teeth grasping her bottom lip. She leans forward slowly, my heartbeat quickening as I wonder at her intention. Stacy? Shh. I just want to be close to you. To my surprise, Stacy rests her hand slowly, deliberately on top of mine. Her breath is sweet with champagne. Hey, yeah? Let's get out of here. Take me somewhere. Somewhere? But the final course isn't here yet. I don't care. Let's just go. Dinner's already paid for, so you don't have to worry. She stands, holding out her hand to me. Her hand to me. You don't have to worry about anything, I promise. All you have to do is come with me. Her face is pink. Maybe it's the champagne and how light I'm feeling, but as I look up at her, I can't help but reach out to take her outstretched hand. I know just where we can go. The air is a little cool. But it's perfect for now for how flushed Stacy. Damn it, I can't read for some reason. The air is a little cool, but it's perfect for how flushed Stacy is. Part of me is glad that her driver knew exactly where the park I wanted to go to was in relation to the restaurant. Otherwise, this wouldn't have worked out at all. Stacy leans against me, shivering slightly. It's cold. She's right, but I don't mind so much, especially not since Stacy's leaning into me. In contrast to the wind billowing around us, the warmth of her skin feels good against mine. Hehe. I'm not good with these little sound effects like hehe, teehee, or whatever. I'm just bear with me. What is it? You chose this on purpose. Not too bad for a bottom rung loser. She always likes to cut deep, doesn't she? Well, joke's on you. Is it? Who's worse, the bottom rung loser or the girl who falls for that bottom rung loser? Stacy's bright laughter is almost musical as she throws back her head, laughing raucously at yet another one of my terrible jokes. Dante, you are too funny. She touches my chest lightly. You know, I've been thinking, and honestly, I don't think I've ever really had had friends before I joined the club. Oh, come on, that can't be true. Now that I know what you guys are like, it's hard not to compare. She falls silent for a moment, and I can tell by the look in her eyes that she's thinking of Alex. We walk in comfortable silence side by side when out of the blue Stacy takes my hand. I was joking earlier when I said that Stacy was just trying to keep me out all night, but I looked down at her face flush, a slight smile on her pink lips, the softness of her wild, unruly mane of curls. I really don't want this night to end. I swing her hand lightly, the grassy breeze bringing with it the clean scent of evening dew and whispers of tomorrow. Ah, shit, wrong button. Dante, I'm glad I met you. And in that moment, I say words I thought I'd never say. You know, Stacy, I'm really glad that we met too. She drops me off at my place, her suited chauffeur perfectly poised in the driver's seat of her family's car. This isn't really traditional, is it? Yeah, well, who cares about social norms anyway? She drops her gaze, her face warming visibly. I'd much rather have moments like this with you. She starts back towards her car before stopping when she reaches her car's backseat door. Dante? Yeah? Turning to look at me, Stacy's eyes meet mine with fiery determination. Wait for me after exams, okay? Wait for you? You probably guessed from dinner that I got one of my cards back. Daddy's starting to trust me, and I don't want to screw it up. I've got plans. Plans? What kind of plans? Well, my family has a summer villa, see? And I want to go there with all of you guys. To be honest, I was thinking about throwing us a party. A party? Are you sure? It won't be like the last one. If I have it, it'll only be because Daddy gave me back all my privileges. So trust me, I won't be doing anything that'll get him mad at me again. I believe you, don't worry. I'm sure he'll let you have one. And I'm just as sure that when you do, it'll be perfect. Stacy nods slowly at my reassurance. I want to do this the right way. Okay then, I'll be trying my best too. Just keep your eyes on me, alright? Don't you dare get distracted. I try not to laugh at her bossy tone. I promise I won't. She opens the car door, then pauses to look back at me. Even if Tifa flashes you? Even if Tifa flashes? What? Stacey, you just trust me, okay? I do. I don't want to lose out. A woman like that is powerful if she knows how to use her assets properly, you know? Damn it, I've actually been thinking about something like that. Oh my god. I've actually been thinking about something like that where, like, if you've ever been paying attention to me on Twitter or whatever and my support for the indie devs or whatever, you know that I commissioned a specific artist to make fun little comics or whatever about this game or whatever. And I actually had plans like this, exactly like this, where Stacey, like, normally competent and all that, just suddenly gets undermined, like, either undermined or just outright destroyed by, like, Tifa's overwhelming assets. You know what I mean or whatever. Like, she's all confident or whatever, and then boom. Like, you'll probably see later, who knows. It's probably gonna be like a beach episode or whatever, but it's gonna be one of those cases where her confidence is just overall destroyed. But we all know Stacey is too shy for that. Or, I mean, Tifa. If she awakens to that power, then I'm hopeless. Right. Ugh, you don't understand at all. Slamming the car door shut, Stacey stomps back up my porch steps. Stacey, what are you? Not at all. Throwing her arms around my neck, Stacey presses her lips lightly to mine. It takes me a moment, surprise written across my face, as the sensation of Stacey's lips leave me speechless. When she pulls away, my lips flap uselessly for a moment. For once, I'm unable to come up with something funny to say. I already said I'm not going to get distracted. Stacey tisks at me, pulling her face away. That's all you have to say? Sorry, you surprised me. It is true, though. It's not like I'm attracted to anyone else, so that's the natural reaction, but I know it's only because I'm so close. Stacey's insecurity is almost endearing, mainly because of the way she switches back and forth between absolute confidence and just an absolute uncertainty. I pretend to think for a moment, my lips tingling as I wrap my arms around her waist, running my fingers through her silky hair. I rest my hand lightly on the back of her neck. Why do they not have, like, an image of this or whatever? Like, mental image is only going to do you enough, but this needs an artwork of its own. Maybe you're right. You should do that again so I can have a memory to concentrate on in case I start to stray. Don't tease me. She blushes hotly, but as her hands take handfuls of my jacket to hold me close, her warm, flushed lips oblige me more than once as we kiss under the watchful eyes of the moon. And that's a wrap. That's it. We got it. We won. But that's not the end of the story yet. So let me just save this right here. And so that would be a wrap here. We got it. We got it. Stacey's the one. She's the winner. For this round, of course. The next one will be Tifa. However, that's not the end of the story yet. There's still more where that came from. And I have a feeling that the beach episode is probably going to be the end. The summer villa just gives out a hint that it's going to be a beach thing, possibly. But I am expecting it. I'm very expecting of this. But yeah, we got it. We did it. Stacey's there. We got it. We got it. And with that, I'll just end the video here. So if you like the video, please leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe if you like And let me know how I sound with this new mic or whatever. Compared to my old mic, which is the Blue Yeti, how do I sound with this mic? I'm trying to see if this sounds any better, and hopefully it does. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you all later. Bye.